Hey, this is me, and apparently someone made an MLP version of the Titanic. This actually seems to be somewhat legit, so let's see what this is all about. Is this an intro or an acid trip? Maybe them shrooms I ate earlier finally kicking in, huh? I love how the writing got big, almost as if to say it's Titanic writing. By the way, hold up a sec. Okay, so I'm assuming that Rarity is supposed to be Rose. Then we have Kaladin Hockley and Rose's mother.
I don't see what all the fuss is about.
This is Titanic, Rose. It's over 100 feet longer than the other ships. It has everything you need. Your daughter is very hard to impress. Rose, stop being so...
Okay, I'm noticing a problem with this right now. I kind of know who's talking because I know Titanic and I know how this scene's supposed to play out. But if you have never seen Titanic, how are you supposed to tell who's saying what? There's no indication of who's saying what. The images don't move. There's no mouth movements. Even if that was cheap, at least it could tell. I mean, it's kind of like not that much effort to do that, but but I'd say it's completely fine if it actually allows you to see who's saying what and to whom. Because here it's hard to say, it's hard to tell. I mean, they just introduce these characters and you can't understand who's talking what. I mean, obviously I can assume that the male voice is probably this guy, but the female voice is like, if you don't know how the scene's supposed to play out, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart. Who's Rose? Who's supposed to be Rose? I mean, you see what I'm saying, right?
miserable. So, this is the ship they say is unsinkable. It is unsinkable. You would better hurry. This way, ladies.
Okay, another problem. Look, I know you want to show off the ship and all, but this is only like 17 minutes long, and you're taking an awfully long time to introduce things here. Like, I think this is a minute of time that probably could have been used, just half of that actually introducing this stuff, and the other half actually getting plot across. So, I mean, you might want to. I mean, I'm just pointing this out. I feel like this. I'm not going to condemn it yet. Obviously, we're just 2 minutes in, so there's a lot more that's still to come. But like, I would definitely recommend not doing that if you make something in the future.
Mother, it is the ship of dreams. To everyone else, to me, it is a slave ship taking me back to America in chains. I don't want to marry this man.
You shouldn't speak like that about your fiancé. He is well educated and rich. You will be happy with him.
I bet she will. And now we're in France all of a sudden.
Jack. Why are you laughing?
Forget it. She's not for you. You're way too poor for her.
And yet they're on the same deck when I thought I thought the upper decks were for the rich. I'm sorry, like I'm pointing this stuff out. But yeah, that is a good point. Like, why couldn't he get next to her? In the movie, it's because they were in different classes and were in different parts of the ship and weren't supposed to mingle. But here, they're on the same deck. What's stopping them? And also, I know who Jack is, but who's Jack? If you've never seen Titanic, who the heck is Jack? And how are you introducing him like this? You know, I'm assuming that most people have heard of Titanic, but it did come out about 20 years ago, so I suppose it's possible you haven't. And that doesn't necessarily mean you've seen it. So, yeah, like, these character introductions definitely could use a bit of work here.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm suddenly 50 feet, I'm like 15 feet tall. I did a Caillou used Go Animate logic, despite this having no relation to the Go Animate universe at all.
I wasn't even thinking about it. She's very beautiful. Like an angel. Oh, Rose, darling.
I apologize. I'm not feeling well. I just need some fresh air. Excuse me.
It seems whenever I am around, you never feel well.
Another issue. This is supposed to be the scene where she contemplates throwing herself off the ship, yet you use a smiling Rarity as a person that's contemplating killing themselves. Like, come on. Couldn't you use upset Rarity? I mean, this does not fit. Like, this does not fit at all to the tone of things. And I skipped ahead, but you see what I'm saying, right? Does this look like someone who's upset? No. It doesn't. And again, it kind of forces you to watch the source material to understand what's going on. One thing I will say that is going right for this is that I do like their choices of characters for everyone so far. The three, Rarity definitely fits for Rose. We have Luna, I mean, I think Rarity's mother might be a better choice, but Luna definitely gets more screen time. And the way she looks in those images definitely fits Rose's mother's personality. And then Kaladin, yeah, Fancy Pants is definitely Cal. If Fancy Pants had a bad temper. Then we have Thunderlane. Yeah, Thunderlane's a good Jack. And then I forget that other guy's name. Is the bad guy that tried to frame Rainbow Dash in that one episode. You're not even important enough to remember. That's why I don't remember your name. But I'm supposing that's supposed to be Tommy. He kind of seems like Tommy. But let's get going.
Don't do it.
Stay back. Don't come any closer.
Take my hand. I will pull you back in.
No. Stay where you are. I mean it.
I'm sorry, but I can't take this seriously when Rarity has a big smile on her face.
I will let go.
No, you won't.
What do you mean I won't? You don't know me.
You would have done it already. Now, come on, take my hand.
You're distracting me. Go away.
No, I can't. If you jump, I will jump. The water is freezing.
You're crazy.
Come on, give me a hand.
All right, all right.
Well, her image fits, but he's enjoying that a little bit too much. And I'm really, we're going to go there.
I've got you. I won't let go. What's going on here? What happened? Rose? What happened?
I was leaning over and I slipped, and this young man rescued me.
Is it true? That was pretty much it. Well, the boy is a hero then. Good for you, son. Let's go inside, Rose. You're freezing. Perhaps the hero could join us for dinner tomorrow.
Oh, it's Roblox people on the pony Titanic. Okay, I've been bashing this a lot. I feel like there's definitely some effort that went into it. I just feel like maybe a bit more could have gone into it. But it is clear that at least some effort went into this. So I will give it that much.
I was right. You are an angel. You look amazing.
Thank you. By the way, my name is Rose.
I'm Jack.
Hey, I just am learning your name, but this background indicates it's clearly meant to be.
You look fantastic, Jack.
Yeah, I just met you, but I trust you enough to give you my social security number, and I'm sure nothing bad could ever come of something like that. Now I'm also going to give you the keys to my house and the PIN to my debit card, because I trust you that much despite just having met you.
Thank you, Rose. Rose? Everyone is at the restaurant waiting for us. Oh, I didn't recognize you. You look like a gentleman tonight.
He looks exactly the same.
Good evening. I'm just entertaining Rose. Thank you for your invitation. Is he your boyfriend?
Worse than that. He's my fiancé. My family wants me to marry him.
What about you?
No, he's not my type.
Then don't. Find someone you like.
Oh, it's too complicated in my world. I wish I could fly like a bird.
You wanna fly, huh? Come here, I wanna show you something.
And you know what? This brings up a good point. Thunderlane has wings, which is the black pony that's supposed to represent Jack Dawson. So, in this version, Thunderlane shouldn't die because he could just fly once the ship sinks and not go in the freezing water. I'm just going to point that out. So he better not die in the end, otherwise I'll be kind of pissed. Because unlike Jack Dawson, he actually could get out of the water.
So, are you ready to fly?
Are you serious? I am.
Let's do it, Rose.
Jack, I'm flying. I'm flying like a bird.
You are Rose, just like a bird. She's flying away. Like a beautiful angel.
Again, more filler. Like, this is only 17 minutes long. We're already halfway through, and the ship hasn't even hit the iceberg yet. Like, maybe you could spend a little bit less time panning and a little bit more time actually getting some, character dialogue in there. Like, I'm not sure if this was intentional on your part, but Cal actually doesn't seem, or Cal, aka Fancy Pants, doesn't seem that bad in this one. Which actually might be kind of refreshing. I mean, It would actually be kind of refreshing not to have Cal be some freaking crazy guy that just really only cares about himself. And if someone gets in his way, even his fiance, he pulls out a gun and chases him down the grand staircase. It would be kind of interesting if it's just he was a nice guy, but she just wasn't interested, but her family was pressuring her anyways, but she wanted something else. Though I guess that wouldn't make sense in the context of the movie because she wouldn't be as trapped. Maybe if he was a nice guy, he'd actually try to help her get out of it. I'm looking too deep into this. Let's continue.
Iceberg, right ahead! Iceberg! Go, lads, go, go, go! Iceberg!
Why have the engines stopped?
We just hit an iceberg.
Could it have damaged the ship?
I'm sure we're okay, Rose. I've got bad news for you. The ship is going to sink. But
Wow, is that how Mr. Andrews did it? He just came up and told people? I mean, ponies? I thought in the movie he was trying not to have a panic. Like, that's the real... I don't think this approach is going to work, Mr. Andrews, pony.
this ship cannot sink. She's made of iron. I assure you she can, and she will. How much time? An hour, 2 at most.
I get what they're getting at, but it's really weird that Mr. Andrews, pony, is discussing technical things with random passengers who probably are not who don't have any relation to the crew of the actual ship. Like, shouldn't you be talking about this stuff with the actual crew? I don't know. I'm looking too deep into this, but it does seem a little bit odd that he would just randomly come up and start talking to random ponies on the ship. Like, wouldn't you try to plan the evacuation? I don't know.
Rose, your mother been looking for you. You should go back to your cabin. I've been told to ask you to please put on your life belt.
And see, this is part of the reason why it doesn't work, is because Cal just heard the ship sinking, but now he's like, oh, go back to your room. It's no big deal. You literally just were there when he told you the ship was sinking. You don't get to make that excuse, buddy. Come on.
And come up to the deck. We should get women and children into the boats first. Ladies, please, step into the boats. Step into the boats. What have you been up to? I told you to stay by my side. Who do you think you are? Talking to me like that. I beg your pardon? I'm your future husband. You wish. Rose, you've been too busy with that poor fella. Your behavior stinks.
And this is what I'm going to talk about when I just heard 2 minutes ago that the ship is going to sink. Logic.
Frankly, dear, I don't give a damn.
Okay. Oh my God. They really just referenced... I should know what that's from. I know that's from one of those famous books, but I don't remember which one. No, I'm going to stop, and we'll continue.